My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams for members at the arch-villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and Subscribe-Star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here today to say, holy shit, once again, the cinematic Antichrist strikes. I, of course, am talking about Jar Jar Abrams, the cinematic Antichrist, who apparently poisons every single thing that he touches, he or his many acolytes. Oh, all those people from Bad Robot, from Secret Hideout, they tend to go ahead and nest and destroy something and then spread out and touch more projects and destroy them, and touch more projects and destroy them, and people that work with them touch more projects and destroy them. Holy shit, it's an endless chain of tomscrewery, and I tell you, that is why Jar Jar Abrams is the cinematic Antichrist, because he spawns other cinematic demons that go out and do his bidding.
Or at least carry on his agenda, if not his direct bidding, of carrying on the horrible standards of Bad Robot and Secret Hideout and all those other little organizations to destroy shit. Yep, he basically is the Typhoid Mary of cinema.
And I'm here today to report on a rumor from industry insider Jeff Snyder, who in his newsletter went ahead and published the news that Kennedy and Lucasfilm are once again turning to Jar Jar Abrams and his various minor demons and subcultures to go ahead and write a new, undisclosed Star Wars project. Now, this is going to be written by Nick and Carlton Cuse. Carlton Cuse, of course, was a co-conspirator in the crime against humanity that was Lost. Lost was a show that was a complete pile of bullshit. It was nothing. It never had an actual plot or an actual resolution. All that they were doing, the entire run of the show, was piling phony mystery upon phony mystery upon phony mystery that they never had any intention of explaining. It was a cinematic con game, a shell game, designed to take viewers in, and it made me angrier than just about anything else in pop culture.
Really? That's a bold statement, dude. What about Ruin Johnson in Star Wars? What about Star Trek and Alex Kurtzman? There's a lot of rage bottled up here at the center of the Earth. Are you seriously saying that Lost really pissed you off more than that?
Lost completely pissed me off in a way that maybe nothing else ever has, because Lost was a complete and total con game from the start. They never had any intention of explaining any of the mysteries that they plagued us with for 5 or 6 years. I don't even remember how long. Now, it's like trauma, it's like traumatic abuse. It's kind of faded in my memory just so that I can survive, man. But this thing is awful. Awful, awful, awful. I mean, what is it with Kennedy and Lost? Is she just enamored of anyone that can deliver less than she does? I mean, at least like The Last Jedi had a plot. It was terrible, it was awful, and it ruined everything that came before it, but at least it was a plot. Lost doesn't even have that. They didn't even try to that extent. And yet KK keeps going back to these lost alums. She had Jar Jar Abrams, the cinematic Antichrist himself, directing The Force Awakens and The Ruse of Soy Woker, 2 films that were a pile of shit. And then she hired Damon Lindelof briefly, or maybe it was just a rumor, maybe it was just a leak, a premise of a notion that she had, just to stir up a news cycle or two that David Lindelof was supposedly writing a Star Wars thing. Well, that didn't last 2 minutes, and that was gone. So now Nick and Carlton Cuse are also apparently now writing a mystery Star Wars project. Oh my God. Because, we got to have that level of suck. Lost was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, and now KK says, you know what? How can I go ahead and top The Last Jedi? How can I top Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life? How can I top the Space Vespas in the Book of Boba Fett? Hey, I know. Let's go ahead and hire some of the worst hacks in the history of Hollywood to go ahead and come in here and screw up some more Star Wars. If that doesn't do it, I don't know what will.
Well, she's been very frustrated lately. She's had some great ideas on how to further screw Star Wars to the wall, crucify it, so to speak, but they keep standing in the way of the Rey project.
Well, the writers keep standing in the way of the Rey project because they try to do the shit that KK wants, and then they just throw up their hands and their lunches in disgust and say, I can't work like this, and they move on, and KK tries to hire another writer and rinse and repeat. It's the same process. Well, okay, so we'll go a different route. Let's go ahead and get these assholes that had a smoke monster, and why the hell did that bird fly and say Hurley, and why was it important that that kid be brought up by her mom as opposed to, other people? What was Walt's role in the world? It's so much bullshit. It was just bullshit piled upon bullshit. It's very, very easy to come up with mysteries if you're never going to solve them. I really hate Lost, and it just seems appropriate that KK is turning increasingly to Lost writers in order to make the Star Wars franchise even more lost than it already is, if that's even possible. Now, KK has a long, long history of fake projects, phony announcements that never come to fruition, and this may be one of them. But I thought, what the hell? I should go ahead and sound the alarm about this. And just in case, folks, just in case. I think tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to release a video about all the many failed fake announcements that they made about Star Wars in the past. Just because a project is announced doesn't mean it's real, and I think we have historical proof of that, and I think it's high time that I did a video chronicling all these failures of Lucasfilm and KK in terms of announcements that never went anywhere. I think that would make an amusing video, but right now it appears that Carlton Cuse is going to rewriting a Star Wars thing with his son Nick. Carlton Cuse worked on The Strain, a vampire story that boldly sucked like no vampire story has sucked before, so, oh my God. Oh, if you haven't seen The Strain, good for you. You have more brain cells than I. Nick Cuse worked on Watchmen, aka Wokeman on HBO, The Leftovers, Station 11, etc., and so on. So, basically, this is a pile of shit right here. This is a pile of shit. And to illustrate just how awful the reach of Jar Jar Abrams is and why I call him the cinematic antichrist, let me just say this. The Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power over at Amazon Studio, single most expensive TV show ever made, they hired 2 writers to work on that, Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne. And what were they known for? Working with Bad Robot to make Star Trek Beyond, folks. To make Star Trek Beyond, right? Bad Robot, Secret Hideout. This is how the cinematic Antichrist spreads his many plagues throughout Hollywood. Every writer that he works with turns around and does a shitty project, and then they do a shitty project, and on and on and on, into infinity and beyond. So if you thought that Star Wars couldn't possibly get any worse, that KK had absolutely screwed it as far as it will get screwed, KK has a message for you. Hold my broomstick. I'm bringing in specialists on screwing shit up. And thus, the hopes of any Star Wars fans left just dimmed a little darker. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. ha ha ha.